Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jarrell Solis coming back to you from Confidence Pest Control. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you all so much as 2024 wraps up. It's been a really great year. I know I had started on YouTube last year in 2023. I think I made like 2 videos, 3 videos, something like that. It wasn't much, but I said I wanted to make a whole lot more. I made a good bit. I think a few more videos this year. I've had a great reaction to them. People have been commenting and subscribing and liking, and that really warms my heart because all I want to do is help others. I want to be those eyes around the corner that can help you and your business grow, and so that you can avoid some of the mistakes that I've made, as well as taking some of the good things and use them in your own business to get those positive results, and hopefully they can be as successful as they were for me. Um, so but that's 100% my goal. I have no ulterior motive other than to help others, and the industry, and a rising tide lifts all ships, right? And so I think there's room for all of us to eat at the table, and I just want to help all of us grow. And the better we are as an industry, the better we are for the customers and for the public. And so I want to do my part. And so I just want to say thank you all from the bottom of my heart, because this is awesome. I really love it. It gives me the opportunity to talk shop, and so my wife, so her ears can get a break, and I can talk to you guys, and you're gonna realize, hey man, this is pretty cool. And so I'm pretty easy to find. If you ever want to, if you ever just want to talk shop, as you can tell, I love talking, I love listening, and I love helping. So if that's ever something, feel free to reach out. I'm very accessible for those of you who have. It's been a pleasure getting to talk to you and having the opportunity to answer questions and help you guys out. So I hope that continues to happen. And yeah, I'm just, so thankful. So like I said in the beginning of the video, it is December the 29th, 2024. Finishing it up, and I just want to end the year strong with the video, as well as talk to you guys about some of the things that I think you can do for 2025, some of the things that I'm going to be doing, and a little bit of other stuff. I'm going to try and keep it as organized as possible. I've got my notes right here, and so with that all being said, let's jump right into it. Real quick, to all you guys who are in the startup phase, or getting ready to do the startup phase, you're planning on starting your business. You've been working with, for another company, you've been selling for another company, and now you feel like, hey, you know what? I'm ready to do this in 2025. I'm taking that leap. First of all, bravo to you. It takes a lot to take that jump. It takes a certain kind of person. You got to be a little crazy. You got to be a little ballsy. You got to just be hungry too. It can be very scary, but if you're watching these videos, you're on the right path. Because, not to say that it's me, but just you're trying to learn. You're watching videos to try to learn. And so again, bravo to you for getting ready to take that leap. Do it, because you're gonna love it. There's so many pros. You got a few cons, but the scale is definitely, there's nowhere near it. Well, pros outweigh the cons, and you're gonna love it. The only regret that you will have is not starting sooner. But one thing I will say, whenever I say do it, I don't just mean go ahead and just do it. If you've heard my story, you know that I prepared for a year. I won't get into all that, but that is my recommendation to you guys. If you're gonna start your own business, you've already been watching videos, things like that. Get yourself ready. Because like I said, it's hard. You're going to come across a lot of things that are going to suck, man. There's going to be a lot of things that are difficult. There's going to be a lot of things that you just, just to be completely honest, they're going to be hard. It's going to suck. But when you watch videos and you listen to podcasts and you read books and you go out and you educate yourself and you learn and you prepare and you are prepared, dude, that stuff is nothing. Real quick story. Before I started my own business, I have a younger cousin, who has his own business, and he had a really, he had a good year. I asked him, any advice. I said, what's it like? And he was just like, man, it's hard. It's hard. And he wasn't discouraging me at all. And this was before, this was right at the same time I decided to start mine. But I'm like, man, he's making it seem like it might not even be worth it, to start your own business. But I'm like, all right, well, there's a lot that I don't know about business. And so just like you guys, I started watching videos and I started listening to books and reading books and listening to podcasts. And I learned everything that I could. I mean, there's a whole lot more that I could have learned. Don't get me wrong. I'm not naive enough to say that I learned it all or anything, but I learned, a lot. And I gave myself a year. And I said, for the next year, I'm just going to commit to learning as much as possible, as much as I can about sales and marketing and advertising and customer service and culture, and I'm gonna just everything, all that entire business. I'm just gonna listen to as many books as possible. I'm going to listen to podcasts and I'm going to watch videos and read everything that I can and get ready for that. And again, you got to remember, I'm a Marine. I played sports in high school, so training and practice has always been a part of my life. And so by doing that and having that and keeping that same strategy and that same mindset of preparation, building confidence, and preparation, being the key to success, whenever I came to something hard, I was ready for it. Whenever I had a tough road to cross in the business, it wasn't very tough for me because I was prepared. And so when you're prepared for a difficult situation and you have the tools in your belt and to handle that situation, it no longer is a difficult situation. You're just like, all right, that's another day. It's as easy as like, oh, I lost my keys. Oh, there they are, because I have an extra set or something like that. It's that kind of thing. When you're prepared, you're not going to be nearly as surprised. Something might kick you in the mouth, but hey, dude, you know what it's like to get kicked in the mouth. You're ready to get kicked in the mouth, so it's nothing new to you. So all you guys getting ready to do it, it's going to be a life-changing thing that you're gonna love. But at the same time, don't go into it blind. Understand that it is going to be difficult. Listen to everything you can. Do whatever you need to learn so that you're ready, and that's another thing that I'm trying to do. Again, I'm trying to be those eyes around the corner. I'm going to be giving you all the advice that I can, but at the end of the day, it's you got to do these things. You got to implement these things, and you got to, prepare and be ready, because then all you're doing is setting yourself up for success. So that's my take on that. That's my advice to all the new guys, everybody getting ready to start, even those guys who have started. You might be in for a year, a couple of years, and you might not be doing as well as you'd like to be. Maybe, just same thing, just start listening, learning, and use those things. And in the Marine Corps, we adapt and overcome. And it's the same thing. You learn those things and you can adapt to all the problems, and you can solve those problems, and you can just get past all those hurdles very, very easily. Those mountains become molehills. So preparation is key. And as always, preparation is the key to confidence. That's going to build your confidence. And real quick, also, if you're going to be starting in 2025 and you're just like, all right, where do I begin? How do I start? Obviously you got to do all your stuff. And it's real quick and easy to say, hey, do you have the forms that I can use for contracts? Do you have, and you can ask for people to do, how do I, it's like, hey, can you set up my LLC, or there's certain things you got to do by yourself, man. Yeah, I mean, that's what being in business is figuring out and doing it on your own. So I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to be a resource and things like that, but I can't just give you, everything. I mean, just because that takes away from you, and it's not me being selfish. It's giving you that responsibility. So for all the new guys, it's very, very simple. I mean, it may not be easy, but it's simple. Figure out how to do an LLC. You can go online and you can have like one of those companies do it for you online, create you an LLC and everything like that. They can do it all for you, legally do all that for you for $800. You can figure, or you can go on YouTube and you can learn how to do it for $300. I mean, the exact cost, where you don't pay anybody, you pay it yourself and you're done. So things like that, you got to figure out doing things on your own. But register your LLC. Make sure you get your insurance. Make sure you've got all your licensing. And I know there's people that have talked. They're like, I don't have a license or anything, but I do it. Man, I can't tell you what to do, but I definitely discourage that. I mean, not only because it's not legal, but for the industry, because the last thing I would want is for some guy in the neighborhood who's like, oh, pest control looks like it's easy to do. They just go around spray some bugs. So they start going to Home Depot and buying, some type of, pest control from Home Depot. And they're like, hey, I'm going to start selling. It's not ethical. I don't believe it's ethical, I mean, you're not licensed, so, don't do it, go through those right steps and set yourself up for success. The karma's going to take care of those who do the wrong things, and you don't want to be the one doing those wrong things. So make sure all your licenses are good to go. Make sure you're set up for your taxes, do all those little things that you need to do. Figure all that out, Google, what do I need to do to start my business? And then, do all that. Get you a good name. My recommendation, I love the name, of my company. I was torn between a couple of names before I started. One of them, it wasn't hard to spell by any means, for anybody who can spell pretty decently, but I just thought it might be a little bit harder for, just a little bit. So I wanted to avoid that. Confidence is pretty easy. Sound it out. It's very, very simple. I do recommend a short name. I don't recommend like Kill 'Em All Pest Control, or, the Best in Pest Control, or something like that. Try to find something original. Whenever you find names, Google it. That's what I would do. I would Google the name that I had, and then I would I would look it up on Facebook to see if there was anywhere out there, and there were names that I found that were, and so I said, I don't want to be those guys. I don't want somebody to type that in and that other company pop up instead of me. I want to be the only one who pops up for that name and for what you're looking for. So find you a short and sweet name. You got to remember, pest control is a long, that's pest control, and so you might have .com with that. So the last thing you want to have is abracadabra pest control, because that's a really long website, on your card or on your things, But if you can have something like Noob, I mean, just double letters, I've heard is really good. Noob Pest Control, I mean, and I only say that or Boot Pest Control, BOOT, and maybe like BOOT Pest or PC.com, something like that. That's one thing that I'll recommend, keeping it short, sweet. Something like that. I don't want to get stuck in all that, sorry, I already took way too long on that, but something short and sweet is what I recommend. Find your colors, logo design. You can create your own logo. You can go on Alibaba or something like that, or there's, let me see, that way I can say it to you, because I don't want to just create it and not, I want you to be able to look around and find you a good logo. It does, it means it's your brand, so keep your mind on that, and I'm going to have some big things coming up in 2025, even including my logo. Sorry, I'm trying to find where it was. Because I had some, I had somebody create a couple logos for me at one point. You can do that as well. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. I don't know. But there's a million websites that can create it for you. They can be super cheap. You can spend a little bit of money. You can spend $20, however you want. Go into AI, and they can create you a website as well, or I'm sorry, a logo. But get you a good logo, brand awareness, things like that. And then focus on how you're going to get customers. That's the biggest key. Everybody gets nice uniforms, nice colors, has the truck wrapped, has all the equipment, has all the product, has everything under the sun that they're ready for, and they're just like, oh yeah, man, I'm ready to kill some bugs. But the problem is you have no bugs to kill because you have no customers. So that's a big thing. Have a plan on getting customers. Go door to door. That's the cheapest way. That is the most effective way as far as building route density. Having, just getting in front of people, getting to speak with them. I'll have more videos on that. I'll be doing a lot more door to door this year because I want to grow a little bit quicker. Things like that. If you're going to do that, go listen to some door-to-door podcasts, watch some door-to-door videos, learn all that, and you can use those and implement those on the door and be successful in that way. Get into Facebook, create your social media, and post on there regularly, daily if possible. I'm going to be 100% better about that this year. I've already been creating posts, and I've been, while I was in Florida, I was creating posts for February and for January and February. I've even got some posts that are already for May that are going to be ready for April. I've got some mosquito posts that are already that once the time comes, all I got to do is hit post. Being on social media is a big one. Joining a bunch of Facebook groups, try to get in on the ones you can, and keep your eye out for Facebook. Just open it up. Don't go spend your day scrolling, but especially in the beginning, especially during that general, whenever the spring rolls around and the early summer or the summertime, have your wife, have your partner, have somebody, have your sister, have somebody kind of just monitoring Facebook. If you're not too busy, you can do it yourself. But people are gonna ask. That's what they do. They trust their friends and family on social media, so they're gonna ask. Come March, come April, who do you guys use for pest control? We're seeing bugs, and that's your time to shine. And one thing you'll do. One thing I recommend to all the new guys as well is don't be afraid to cold message these people, because they're going to say, they're already looking for it. Hey, who does pest control in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and you can say, there's going to be people tagging their pest control companies. Whereas you can tag your own company in the comments, but what I would do is I would message that person right away, immediately message them. Hey, my name is Jerome Solis. I'm the owner of Confidence Pest Control, and I saw your post that you were looking for pest control services, and I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know I just wanted to reach out to you and something along those lines. I wanted to reach out and say that I would love the opportunity to earn your business. And then if they message back, okay, what do you offer? Okay, or what's your pricing? Don't jump right into the price. Another quick tip, build the value in what you're going to be doing. Say, oh yeah, I'll do it for $150. Why would they pay? They're like, oh, well, there's another guy who does it for $90. Why would I pay that? But your service might be that much better, or might be worth $150 compared to his service that's barely worth that $90. But if you don't build the value, and if they don't understand and see why it's worth, or why they should pay you instead of them, they're not going to pay you. So build that value, let them know what you're going to do, short and sweet, but build that value, and then give them the price. And when you say, use words like it's only $150, okay, well, all that for only $150, sure. So reach out to them, message them directly, and you'll have a lot more success versus you just waiting for them, because then, you're just twiddling your thumbs when, the other companies were just twiddling their thumbs waiting for that person to call when I've already signed them up because I reached out and made that phone call. And there was times when there would be 15 posts or 15 comments recommending this one specific pest control company, but I was the one who reached out. I tried to be personable, I was genuine, I was honest, and I was, I was polite and professional, and they had 15 friends recommending them, but they went with me. And I 100% contribute that just because I was the one to reach out. Had I not, they would have guaranteed to have called that company because everybody said to call them. So, and when you have And as you build your reputation and you start you start becoming the person that's being recommended, when you call them, I'm like, oh, well, absolutely. Everybody was saying Confidence Pest Control, and then here comes Confidence Pest Control messaging me, calling me, or whatever, then, you just, it's 100. You can tell them whatever price you want because they're going to go with you. So be in those Facebook groups. One thing I'll say to you, a big one for me is have your phone number big and visible and clearly marked on your truck. That's one thing I didn't think much of, but I have gotten a number of phone calls from people just driving, and they said, hey, you know what I do? They asked me if I do mosquito or termite or, whatever, flea treatments and things like that. And they said, yeah, I was driving. I got I swear to God, yesterday on the way home, I was driving back and there was a lady and I get a phone call. She said, are you the one driving? I said, I am. Look, I was safe. It was connected to the Apple CarPlay. So as she drove past me, she waved and she said, hey, I am having some issues at my home. I own 3 homes and this and that. And so I was able to get the customer because she saw that it was veteran owned. She saw the phone number clear and easy to read. So she was able to make the phone call right then and there. So that's another quick tip I'll make to you, or I'll give to you, to make sure that, and don't just, I see a lot of pest control companies, and I see this a lot, where they have the TPCL number in Texas. They have the Texas Pest Control license number on the truck, but that's it. They don't have anything else. So you just see a truck, and it's funny, pest control people know other pest control trucks. So I can recognize it, but I drive by it, I'm just like, man, they're missing out on so much business because nobody knows what they do. My truck is clearly labeled and it says pest control very large, so that's pest control. So you're not left wondering, hey, what does that truck do? They pool cleaning service, because they we have a lot of the similar trucks. Is that pool cleaning? Is that AC? Like what is that? Nope. Mine says pest control, veteran owned, large phone number to call. I get phone calls from it all the time, or maybe not all the time, but I've definitely gotten plenty of phone calls from that. So that's something I recommend. And then the last thing I'll recommend real quick to you guys that are starting and that want to figure out how to get customers and how to start your business, all that. Right in the beginning, the one precious resource you have, or the commodity resource, whatever you want to call it, the one thing that you have is your time. You don't have a lot of customers, so it's not, you're trying to figure out what to do. Free services. Let me say that again. I know, and there's going to be, and I see it on pest control Facebook groups all the time. They're like, no, I ain't coming out to do, you want me to go knock down a wasp nest? Yeah, it's going to cost you $199 because it's taking me fine. That's fine. Do them. I'm not telling you not to be like that or anything like that. I'm just saying that's not me. And I've had a lot more success from helping others genuinely because I want to help others and versus, than just trying to do that. There have been times when I've done German roach treatments for a fraction of the price at what it would normally cost a German roach treatment. And I don't do it just because I'm money hungry. It's like, hey, this, $100 is better than no dollars. No. These people are having a problem. I have the capability to solve that problem and to help these people. So that's what I do. There's a lady, she couldn't afford much. I said, well, what can you afford? She said, she gave me a price. I said, all right, say less. I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And there's been times where I just knock down the price. I've been to the homes, I see, and you can read the room and you can see, and they have issues and they're, other companies might say, excuse me, another company who's just after that money might say, no, it's going to cost this much. And if you're not going to pay this much, then we're not going to do it because my time is worth money. My time is worth a lot of money. But I'm a human being. There's other human beings, man. They need help, so I help them. I have no problem doing that. But I just get riled up when I think about that. But going back to what I said, do things for free. Be willing to do things for free, Do your first 15 services for $1, for $5, $20, I mean, $50. People will pay $50 for initial pest control, or just give, you're telling these customers, go through your neighborhood, all around your neighborhood, and say, hey, I just started my own pest control business, or post it in your neighborhood Facebook page. I'm looking for 20 people to do, a completely free pest control service. All that I ask is, if you're satisfied with the service that I provide, that you leave me a positive Google review. You do that 50 times, you get 50 reviews, you're gonna pop up on Google. You're gonna pop up, and they see those reviews, they read those reviews, you're getting calls. Those services that I've done for free have made me thousands of dollars, because yes, I might have done, let's say 10 services, 15 services, 20 services for free. And so let's say they were, that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I gave up, my time, my product, all that. But I got the review out of it. And we're in a day and age where people will go onto Google and they're going to look, and they're going to call me over another company that has 7 reviews. And the last review that was left, was given was in, June of 2023. There's still a company that's, a current company that is doing services, but they just don't get reviews. Whereas you go on to mine, you see, oh, there's 107 Google reviews, and there's review, last week, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And you see that it's consistent reviews. Customers are talking. Why would they not choose me? And especially when they're positive reviews, So those reviews have gotten me more phone calls, which are leads, which have turned into, sales, which has turned into that cheddar cheese, And so the free things you give away, they come back to you tenfold. So don't be afraid to give those things away. That's one of my biggest pieces of advice that I can give to any new business owner, especially in this pest control, maybe home services, or nothing too crazy, maybe law. Cut their grass for free, but be willing to give away that free service, and in exchange for that 5-star review. And don't say, I'll do this if you give me the 5-star review. No. Say, hey, that's because it's against Google policies, things like that. Always, do things the right way, but say, hey, I'll do this service at no charge. I do ask that if you are happy with the service, that, you leave a positive review for me on Google. Customers are more than happy to do that, so do that. And trust me just trust me on this one, it'll pay off in the long run. So definitely do that. Speaking of Facebook, things like that, be sure you post on there. Like I said, post on there regularly, daily if possible, not a couple days, but daily if possible. There's all kinds of apps that you can schedule the post for later on. But post on Google, on Instagram, TikTok. You want to be everywhere. That way when people do look you up, you're everywhere. Have a good website. Be sure you upload on Google as well. Don't just have your Google business profile with one picture of your business logo and one review. No, you want to have a really solid Google business profile, and it's absolutely free to do that. So do that. Get that Google business profile, upload. If you can get 50 pictures, upload about 50 pictures on there and get a bunch of reviews. And so when people go in there, and don't just upload generic pictures of, somebody you've never met, or of butterflies or dead rats, or, let the consumer and the customer know who they're working with. Upload pictures of you and the team, of you doing work, of the work that, of all that kinds of stuff. Those are the kinds of things that are going to help you online and that digital presence. But post regularly. And then, have your plan. I know for me, my plan coming up in February and March, I'm going to be doing termites. I'm going to really push for termites, and you want to be sure to update all that kinds of stuff. Push on social media that, that what you're doing, show them how to do it themselves. or just be that resource. So post on social media. I do termites in the springtime all the way through early summer, and do general pests. I've got it. I was like, hey, from March to June, I'm going to be posting a lot about termites. I'm going to post about termites. From March through September, I'm posting about general pests a lot. From March through October, I'm talking about mosquitoes a lot. I'm going to be posting the same thing, general pests, mosquitoes, new things about why vector control is important, why, how to get rid of them, just post those types of things, share that kind of information with the people. Then you really become an authority, and you're able to build that trust and confidence with that customer. Crickets are gonna get bad in October. September, October, November, they start spiking for a few weeks and then they disappear. But get ahead of the curve on that. And then in the winter season, rodents. You want to make sure that you're talking about rodents. So those are the types of products, or I'm sorry, pests that you can use, and the time frames that you can use them in the new year. But I don't know. The biggest thing is just having a plan, knowing what you're gonna do. Because if you're just like, oh, yeah, I can probably post about this once and never again, and you're not really having that plan. You don't really know what you're doing. Then, you're gonna see the results from that, and so you're gonna get results either way. It's just the results you get are determined, on you and how well you prepare and how well you're ready to go. So. I don't know. Hopefully you found some nuggets of that, and you can use some of that information. I know I'm always all over the place, but I do have a lot coming in the new year. But until then, keep grinding. Keep building those pest control businesses. Keep building those service businesses. Keep watching, keep liking, keep commenting. Do me a favor, share this with anybody you might know that wants to hear this. Drop in the comment section any videos you do want to talk about or you'd like me to talk about. Know that I've got a lot of big updates and a lot of big things coming in 2025. I think they're all going to be positive. Hopefully, y'all take a lot from that. But until next year, you guys, take it easy. Like I said before, keep grinding. And as always, stay confident. Take care.